So this massacre in Uvalde, Texas is turning out to be a total disaster beyond the horrific news of 19 children and 3 adults killed. We now know the gunman crashed his car at 11:28 a.m. on Tuesday. He fires his weapon at 2 witnesses. He even fires his gun at the school. Someone videotapes him. It takes him 12 minutes before he gets into the school through an unlocked door. That alone is a travesty. It is as if these school districts are not learning anything from past shootings. Locked doors and single points of entry are a must. The shooter goes on his rampage. He unleashes his wrath almost immediately, police say, upon entering. It is not until 11:44, 4 minutes after he's inside the building, all right, 16 minutes after he fired his first shots outside the school. It's not till then do police engage the shooter. Cops, we are told, take heavy fire, and they retreat. An hour goes by, an hour, before those Border Patrol agents go in and take out the shooter who had barricaded himself in the classroom. Let me make this very clear. I am not a law enforcement officer, but I have trained with law enforcement on multiple occasions, and every officer I know would never retreat for an hour while an armed gunman is inside an elementary school of all places. Look, every patrol car should have body armor available to them and ballistic shields. Even under fire, you must, and I mean must, press forward. Distressing videos show parents begging cops to stop the shooter. Many parents are questioning the police's response. There are even some reports of parents being arrested, tased, handcuffed while trying to save their kids. This is Javier Cesars, a father of a daughter who was killed in the shooting.
They said they rushed in and all that. We didn't see that. And let's do our job, but their job was to go in and save lives, not wait. And God knows how long my little girl, or the rest, were like that. I honestly think that it could have been, so a lot more could have been prevented or prepared. You know, I didn't see no preparedness at all. I mean, as soon as they heard that gunshot, they should have rushed in.
I cannot imagine the pain that man and the other parents are feeling today. Oh boy, this is like Parkland all over. You remember Parkland? They had cops outside, they didn't go in either. Here's my belief. I think those Border Patrol agents showed up and said, this is nuts, guys. We're going in. That's my estimation of what happened, because outside, while the suspect's still inside, you had parents begging police to do something, begging them. I don't know one officer who would wait outside, and as you all know, I have the utmost respect, and I mean the utmost respect for cops. But this is not of how it should have gone down. Joining me now is Police Tactical Sergeant, the Sheriff's Office in Ellis County. He is the owner of Strategic Weapons Academy of Texas. Tim Bulot is here. Tim Bulot, I so appreciate you coming on the program, Sergeant. Thank you. What do you make of what you heard today?
Well, Grant, thanks for having me on. You know, today seems to be a pretty revealing day as far as facts are concerned, and we find ourselves right back here once again talking about officers' actions upon responding to this call. Okay, so and the big question seems to be, you know, should they have gone in or should they have not gone in? So I can kind of summarize that real quick if you'd like me to share with you the assessment process that's probably most accepted by officers around the world. Okay.
Please do, Sergeant.
Yeah, and this will put a little bit of light on it. And keep in mind, Grant, you know I've responded to a school shooting before, both as a patrol officer, and then I had to turn around and become the SWAT sergeant and do the secondary clearing. Not near on this level, but it had the chaos. But upon responding to one of these, here's what we're teaching. Your priorities. Your first priority is the safety of hostages and innocent civilians. The next priority is the safety of the officers and the first responders. And the last priority is the safety of that suspect. Okay. Now, the next consideration is information, intelligence, and facts. And a lot of that you're going to get in response to that call. You're going to get a lot of that stuff on the radio. The next in the decision-making process is the environment. And obviously this is a large venue here, you know, schools, churches, office buildings, etc. Then that brings us to tactics, techniques, training and equipment. That's all part of that decision-making process. And then lastly, the officer's instincts, basically his gut feeling. This has to happen like that, okay? Now, if you look at these school shootings, there's not a lot of scenarios that panned out here in any of these shootings that didn't dictate that innocent civilians were in danger of death or imminent bodily injuries, which that says you've got to go in. And that's the doctrine that's most...
Sergeant, I
Yes,
want
sir.
to put this, I don't know, pretty simply. I've known you for many years now. I've trained with you, and I've trained with your officers, and the deputies that I've trained with, that are under your command, I know for a fact that you are going in even under fire. I know that you and your deputies will do everything you can to lay down cover so other guys can move forward, whatever you can to get this shooter. Am I wrong?
Grant, that's it. It's hard to second guess their decision when the facts are still coming out. We don't have everything yet. But on the other hand, a man's got to have it in here, Grant, to go in and do that. And I'm not saying that was the case, but we have seen that before. From what I know and what you have described from this situation, looking at this formula, everything here says that there was more than enough information to indicate that innocent children were in imminent danger, being slaughtered, and the officers had a duty to respond. And that means going in.
Yeah. Look, I know you're like me. I never want to criticize officers without all the information in, but I can tell you this. An hour outside, if I'm unarmed, Sergeant, I'm going in that building to get my son. Unarmed. Now, I hope I have a firearm with me, but I'm going in. And I'm not an officer. Last word to you in about 10, 15 seconds.
Okay. So, keep it in mind that the chaos of one of these scenes is, it's just unbelievable. At the Italy school, when we got there, our guys went in, no questions asked, and they immediately secured that situation. But then you've got to decipher that. So the civilians running in, I hear what you're saying, but the officers need to be the ones doing that. And there's going to be more coming forth on this, Grant. Trust me. And we'll know more in a day, 2 days, a week. There's more information coming forth.
Yeah. None of it, I promise you, looks good. None of it at all.
Not at the moment.
Tim Bulot,
It does.
No, it doesn't. Hey, thank you for your service, and a big thumbs up to anybody that wears a flag on their shoulder out there. Sergeant, thank you.
Thank you, Grant, for having me on, and I hope this information kind of clarifies for the folks a little bit.
Big help, my man. Big help for sure.